morning, children. This is Mr. Ali Umran from CKV English School, ICSE CVV Campus, Chikbalapur. So, children, today's topic is evolution of transport and communication. And children, this is the continuation of the topic evolution of transport and communication. Children, in this topic we learn exploring distant places and also we learn modern means of transport. Children, already we have discussed the introduction part of the lesson, that is the means of transport and communication, that is in part 1 of the slide. And today we are going to discuss some interesting and important points in connection with the transport and the communication. Today's main points what we are going to discuss are exploring distant places and also we will discuss modern means of transport. See children, exploring distant places means travel through in order to learn about it. Travel through in order to learn about it. What we are going to learn, different explorers traveled through in order to learn about different places, and we will also discuss the modern means of transport. So children, this is part 2 of the topic, that is the evolution of transport and communication. See children, exploring distant places. See the great explorers whom we will discuss in the coming slides, they took so many challenges in order to find new locations, that is in order to connect different parts of the world through waterways, that is in order to establish trade connections with one another. See, why did they do this? They do this in order to overcome all the difficulties of humans. See, the age of exploring distant places occurred mainly between 15th and 17th century. The explorers travelled vast distance and mapped regions in search of new land for establishing trade connections. On such explorations, they faced many challenges but overcome them all with their grit and courage. See, the age of exploring distant places, that is the age of traveling through in order to learn about it, began or occurred mainly between 15th and 17th century. See, these are the two centuries in which many travelers or many explorers started traveling to different land areas, that is on the surface of the earth, through waterways. The main purpose of traveling all through is in order to find new sea routes to establish trade connections. The explorers travelled vast distance and mapped regions in search of new land for establishing trade connections. The explorers, the person who explores a new or unfamiliar area. Explorer means person who explores a new or unfamiliar areas. See, these explorers, in order to find new places, they explored mainly, that is during 15th and 17th centuries. They travelled vast distance and mapped regions in search of new land for establishing trade connections. See, they travelled long distances and mapped the regions, that means they marked the regions in search of new land for establishing trade connections. On such explorations, they faced many challenges but overcome them all with their grit and courage. But it was not easy to travel along the water bodies. It was so difficult and it was also so dangerous. But the explorers, faced all these challenges. They faced all these difficulties with the determination in order to find new routes for establishing trade connections with one another. See, during this stage of period, many explorers explored throughout the world and they managed to find new sea route connections with different parts of the world. See, thus trade got developed and the people living in this world, it became very easy for them to exchange their goods with one another, and thus with the establishment of trade connections, the difficulties, the problems got solved throughout the world, and people started to exchange new ideas, and people started to exchange knowledge, and people started to exchange their things with one another. Thus the human society got developed during the 15th and the 17th century. See, among the great explorers, we will have to discuss first Marco Polo. See, Marco Polo was born in 1254 and died on January 8, 1324. He was an Italian trader and explorer. He was one of the first Europeans to explore Central Asia and East Asia. Marco Polo, he was born in 1254 and died on January 8, 1324. He was an Italian trader. Actually, he was a trader and he became an explorer in order to sell his goods, that is from Italy to other parts of the world. And he was one of the first European, and he was the first Italian European to explore Central Asia and East Asia. See, Marco Polo discovered sea route from Italy or from Europe to Central Asia and East Asia. See, this was the first step. This was the first step in exploring new sea routes, that is from Europe to Central Asia and East Asia. Thus, Europe and Central Asia and East Asia connected through trade from Marco Polo, and this was the great contribution of Marco Polo, who discovered sea route from Europe to Central Asia and East Asia. Next, many other explorers, including Christopher Columbus, looked up to him. He could speak 4 languages. Marco Polo was known for the book Travels of Marco Polo, where he talked about Asia. Apart from Marco Polo, some other explorers, including Christopher Columbus, he also started his journey, that is from Europe, but Christopher Columbus was a explorer. He was not a trader. He was an explorer. He could speak 4 languages. And Marco Polo, known for the book. Not only Marco Polo traded with Central Asia, but he described each and everything about his journey, about Asia, and informed the world about new land, that is Central Asia and East Asia. And through his book, that is the travels of Marco Polo, and he informed more information about, the world, and thus he encouraged the other explorers to follow his, path in order to find new, sea routes, that is from other places. Now, Christopher Columbus, 1451 to 1506, was an Italian explorer who sailed across the Atlantic Ocean in 1492, hoping to reach India to trade spices. However, he ended up discovering America for the King and Queen of Spain. The main intention of Christopher Columbus was to discover new sea route to India. Why did he wanted to discover new sea route from Italy to India? See, there was so much of craze and there was so much of demand for the spices in those days. In order to supply or in order to understand the usage of spices and in order to supply these spices to European countries, his intention was to discover new sea route to India. But unfortunately, his idea, his intention, his determination was to discover new sea route to India. But however, his journey ended with discovering America. See, he discovered, instead of India, he discovered, some islands, that is what we will call the West Indies Islands. See, West Indies Islands, and he after reaching over West Indian Islands, he thought that, he reached India. But after some time, he realized that he did not discover sea route to India, but he discovered the islands that is to the west of India. He discovered the islands to the west of India, so that he called these islands as West Indies, so that, see, his idea failed in discovering new sea route to India, but he discovered some, islands surrounding, North America, and he called them as the West Indian Islands. Thus, Christopher Columbus discovered America. See, Amerigo Vespucci, see, born on 9th March 1454. Amerigo Vespucci, 1454. That is 22nd February to 1512. He was an Italian merchant, explorer and navigator from the Republic of Florence, that is modern Italy, from whose name of the terms America and Americans were derived. See, actually, Christopher Columbus discovered the islands surrounding South America, but Amerigo Vespucci, see, he landed in the continent of North America, and thus today what we will call North America or South America, it is the name that is given by Amerigo Vespucci. See, America was discovered by North America and South America. Both these two islands was discovered by Amerigo Vespucci. See, that means the Marco Polo discovered new sea route to Central Asia and East Asia, and Amerigo Vespucci discovered sea route to North America and South America. Marco Polo discovered new sea route to he explored to the continent of Asia. Christopher Columbus discovered the West Indian Islands. Amerigo Vespucci discovered the continent of North America and South America. Then Vasco da Gama, 1460 to 1524, was a Portuguese explorer who came to India from Europe. He later became the Viceroy of India. Very important and very interesting person who discovered, the first sea route to India, that is from Europe. Vasco da Gama successfully entered India, and Vasco da Gama successfully discovered new sea route to India. And this is the point we have to note, and this is the point we have to understand. Before Vasco da Gama, no one explored India, no one discovered the sea route to India, and the history of India changed totally after the discovery of Vasco da Gama. And this is the beginning of the beginning of the Europeans entering to India. After this, many British explorers and many European explorers entered India. They were surprised to know the wealth of India, and they were started to enter India, that is for trade. And in the later on stages, they started to establish their colonies in India, and this story continued up till 1947, August 15, 1947, and 1460 to 1524, actually 1460 to 1524, and from 1460 to 47, India was under the control of foreign rule, directly or indirectly. But very important is Vasco da Gama discovered new sea route to India. He landed, that is in Kerala. He landed in Kerala, and he was very surprised to see the people, and he was very surprised to see the beauty, and he was very surprised to see the spices that is found in abundance in Kerala. And thus Vasco da Gama was the first person that is to enter India. After Vasco da Gama, many other traders and many other sailors from throughout the world started entering India, and India was connected with the world, that is from 1460 to 1947. Ferdinand Magellan, 1480 to 1521, was a Portuguese explorer who led the first expedition that sailed around the earth and proved that the earth is indeed round. See, he was a very important person who discovered the shape of the earth. See, before this, everyone believed that the earth was flat in shape with edges. In order to put the belief that was the earth was flat, in order to put the end to this false belief, see, Ferdinand Magellan sailed throughout the world. He sailed around the world. He continuously sailed for 2 years and reached the same place where he started his journey, and thus he proved the earth, it was not flat, indeed it is round in shape. And this is a great exploration, and this is a great expedition, and this is a great journey of Ferdinand Magellan, and he proved the world that the shape of the earth, it is not flat and it is round. See, expedition means journey undertaken by a group of people for a purpose. See, journey undertaken by a group of people for a purpose. The main purpose of Ferdinand Magellan was to prove the shape of the earth. He successfully traveled for 2 years, and he faced so many challenges, and many people, many his colleagues, or many people who traveled along with him died because of so many dangers and so many difficulties. But Ferdinand Magellan returned with few people, and successfully he proved the shape of the earth. And thus everyone started to believe that the shape of the earth, it is not flat, and indeed it is round in shape. And this is the first step. This is the first step in order to understand, or in order to know the surface of the earth, shape of the earth, size of the earth. For all this, Ferdinand Magellan contributed a lot. He was the one who named the Pacific Ocean. That means Pacific means calm and peaceful. See, he observed so many water bodies. He observed the Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, but he, while traveling through the Pacific Ocean, he observed that compared to all other oceans, Pacific Ocean is calm. So that he called Pacific means calm and peaceful. Pacific Ocean got the name, that is from Ferdinand Magellan. He named the Pacific Ocean as the area of the water present in the present Pacific Ocean is calm and peaceful compared to all the other four oceans. These explorations were all possible because of great improvements that were made in the field of transportation and shipbuilding. Yes, with the explorations of different explorers. See, because of the explorations and because of the explorers, see, it was made possible, that is for the great improvements were made in the field of transportation and shipbuilding. I told you already, not only these 4-5 people traveled, these people were the pioneers, or these people were the leaders who first started their expeditions in order to discover new sea routes throughout the world, and thus with the explorations, with the help of explorers, the transportation and shipbuilding got developed throughout the world. Now, the modern means of transport. Just about 100 years back, we only had bullock carts, some horse-drawn carts, and old form of bicycles. It took a lot of time and energy to reach any destination. With the invention of steam-powered engines, land and water transportation took a new, improved form. The invention of railways and steamship could happen only due to the invention of steam power. See, next step in the development of transport after the explorations, the modern means of transport got developed. Just 100 years back, we only using, bullock cart, some horse-drawn cart. There was no, engine like today, modern means of, transport. See, bullock carts and horse-drawn carts were used mainly, that is for transportation, just around 100 years. It took a lot of time and energy to reach any destination. See, it was very difficult and it took lot of time, and it consumed so much of energy to reach any destination before 100 years. Now, with the invention of steam-powered engines, land and water transportation took a new improved form. Say, steam engine got developed by scientists. After the discovery of steam engines, land and water transportation took a new improved form. After that, the steam engine was experimented. First it was experimented to a car, and then it was experimented even to railways and steamship. And because of this, due to the invention of steam engine, the transportation all throughout the world got improved, and the modern means of transport started to develop with the introduction of steam engine. After the invention of steam engine, the steam engine was used to the same steam engine used to many vehicles, and with the development of steam engines in the next stage of time, engines, steam engines replaced by fuel engines like diesel and petrol engines, got developed after the discovery of steam engine. Now, the first step in the means of transport, started to develop with the introduction of steam engine. Now, another major invention was that, petrol. This made air, water and transport much more efficient and reliable. See, the next invention, I told you already, the invention of, petrol and diesel engines. This made air transport, water transport and land transport much more efficient and reliable. See, before the introduction of petrol engines, steam engines were widely used throughout the world. But the steam engines, proved, little bit problematic. Why? Because, we have to use so much of coal and we have to produce so much of heat and energy in order to pull the vehicles. But the steam engine was replaced by petrol. See, some scientists discovered, petrol and diesel, and with the discovery of petrol and diesel, see, petrol and diesel engines got developed by the scientists, and this made air transport, water transport and land transport, much efficient and reliable. The modern means of transport that uses petrol has made it easier for us to access places, but its overuse is creating environmental problems, of course. See, the introduction of steam engines made transportation very easy and very comfortable. On the onset, it caused so much of environmental problems like water pollution and air pollution. The rate of air pollution began to increase, and thus it started to create environmental problems. Petrol engines and diesel engines, more and more petrol, the usage of more and more petrol and diesel, and by using more and more diesel and petrol engines caused so much of environmental problems, creating the air pollution, and the clean sources of energy and careful monitoring is the need of the day. Now, we will have to discuss the advantages and the disadvantages of the means of transport. See, in the beginning, when man was, drawing, bullock carts or horse carts, there was no environmental problem. Why? Because these horse carts or bullock carts, they did not release any carbon dioxide. Whereas the steam engine also, began to release smoke, and this smoke slowly entered the atmosphere and began to pollute the atmosphere, but it was limited to certain levels. But after the usage of petrol and diesel engines throughout the world, see, more and more poisonous gases and carbon dioxide began to increase, and this caused imbalance in the atmosphere, and this imbalance caused environmental problems. Now we are all facing environmental problems. See, we are not breathing more oxygen, and we are breathing more and more poisonous gases, and we are breathing carbon dioxide, and this poisonous, the air, making so much of, problems in our daily, life activities, and so many health problems are also increasing throughout the world because of the air pollution. Now, what is very important need of the hour is we have to clean the the environment. We have to clean the atmosphere by using the clean source of energy, and we have to monitor the use of our vehicles, and this is the need of the day. See, everyone, me, you, everyone need to think of the environmental problem, and we have to reduce or we have to use such vehicles that do not release so much of smoke. See, that is clean sources of energy. We will have to use the clean source of energy. We need transportation also, that is for our daily life activities. See, whatever achievements, whatever progress we have developed, not only we, everyone throughout the world, whatever progress has developed, whatever man achieved progress so far, it is all because of the means of transport. But this means of transport is slowly, spoiling the environment. We need, clean environment, and also we need a transport. Both we need. So what we will have to do, we will have to, use some clean source of energy that do not trouble or that do not disturb the atmosphere. Thank you, children. See, these are some of the pictures of the transport. See, first stage bullock, hand cart. Second stage bullock cart. Third stage, different after the introduction of steam engine. So many other new modern means of transport got developed that made our life easy and comfortable. Thank you, children, watching this part 2, that is means of transport, and we will continue with the means of communication, that is in the coming part. Thank you.